Nevaeh Kingsburg, 15, was last seen running from a friend's home in Bemidji around 2 a.m. on October 22, 2021. Earlier that evening, Nevaeh invited friends over and threw a party at her mom's house, which was reportedly broken up around 1 a.m. There were reports of underage drinking, and it is believed that Nevaeh was intoxicated. Nevaeh would run to her friend's house about a half a mile away and stayed there until this friend's stepfather came home, and at this point, Nevaeh ran from their home and has never been seen again. In October of 2023, 2 years later, there was a large-scale search, the largest for an Indigenous person in Minnesota, conducted, but despite this search and continued search efforts, Nevaeh has never been found. We are in our 31st week, and we are still in Minnesota. Lakay, Nevaeh's big sister, told Carrie Levin News in 2023 that the year her sister went missing, she had just lost her best friend to suicide and had lost another close friend that October, saying all of this, quote, sent her into a downward spiral, and it led to her using alcohol the night she went missing, end quote. Lakay says that her sister Nevaeh was her best friend and that life has been really hard without her. On the night of October 21st, 2021, Nevaeh told her mother, Teddy, that she planned to go to the movies with friends. But that's not where Nevaeh was really going, and her friends headed over to a party in Castle Lake, where they would end up getting kicked out of the party, and Nevaeh and her friends would decide to go back to Nevaeh's mother's house in Bemidji and continue partying there. Nevaeh's mother, Teddy, was at work when she called home to check on Nevaeh. No one answered, so she called again, and when Nevaeh answered, she was slurring her words to the point that it was clear that she was intoxicated. Teddy came home and began kicking everyone out. She had already called the police and they were on their way. These friends say that they stopped at one friend's home before heading to another friend's home in Southview Terrace Mobile Home Park. This is where they climbed into the friend's window, sneaking in. Shortly after Nevaeh and her friend get into the house, this friend's stepfather comes home and Nevaeh gets spooked and she turns around and runs back out the window. And that's the last time anyone would see or hear anything from Nevaeh. Initially, when Nevaeh is reported missing, she's reported as a runaway because she ran from her mother's home after the party was busted up. And she was seen running to a friend's home, so they classified her case as a runaway. But Lakay says something doesn't sit right about what happened that night. She said her and her sister have run before, and she doesn't believe that's what happened because last time Nevaeh ran, she took all of her belongings, and when she ran from her friend's house, her phone was left stuck between the bed and the wall, and she didn't go home and take any of her belongings. She just vanished with the clothes on her back. Lakay said about a month after her sister was missing, investigators started reaching out to her family and asking more questions. Seberg with the Bemidji Police Department said despite Nevaeh's case initially being reported as a runaway, it was entered into the system as a missing persons case the night she disappeared. He said that officers did go searching for her that night, but there was no official ground search conducted for her until December, when investigators heard that when she jumped out of the window running from her friend's house, she may have hit her head. Since then, there have been multiple searches conducted for